Ding, fries are done. And the door opened. It's a question. Are you going to attempt the whole trial tonight? No. It'll probably be like super long.
Well now.
I understand your desire to applaud this wonderfully vulgar trial ground.
Yahoo!
But it's so exhausting to discuss useless things, so let's just get on with it already. It's so sad, my chest hurts. Forcing everyone to do this is so sad.
Hey!
Hey, don't go talking without permission after I've said my catchphrase.
Now I'm really angry!
Otherwise, I'll roll a dice, and based on the result, I'll give you a sex change operation that many times.
Hey.
What an extreme punishment.
Now
Now then, let's get on with it once again. Let's get a move on, boys and girls. It's taking might take a while, you know, like all class trials. Yeah, I think this will probably be something like 2.5 or 3 hours. I'll just save whenever I'm ready to quit. It's an average from 2 hours to 2 hours and 30 minutes, or is it 2 to 2.5 minutes? Is that what you mean? It's like not even 5 minutes long? And so it begins. I hope this would never happen again, and now it's happening for the 4th time. Oh, 3 hours. The curtain to the 4th class trial was about to open. Nekomaru Nadai, the ultimate team manager. He was more passionate, more daring, more honest than anyone I'd ever met. Truly, he was more man than any of us. He sacrificed his body to protect Akane, and his appearance changed drastically because of that. But he still tried to live earnestly. And just when I finally got used to his new form, Nekomaru's killer. It would only take us until midnight. Yeah, that's too late to go for tonight. I'll probably go until like 10 or 10:30. It's one of us. Killing someone because it's the only way to survive is no excuse. I won't let this be excused. I won't forgive this. The person who betrayed Nekomaru, who betrayed their friends, I will never ever forgive them. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair has begun. Yes, let's save. It's been a while. Stay a while and listen. Turning on my fan. We got this in the bag. We shall see. This chapter we've been playing for like close to 3 weeks maybe. So I'm pretty sure I've forgotten a lot of what's going on. Set skills. I don't think I got any new skills. Yeah. Yep, I didn't get any new ones. Let's go over our truth bullets. This will take a while, but let's go over them. The victim is Nekomaru Nadai, aka Mekamaru, after his robotic transformation. His body was discovered in Grape Tower, which is inside the funhouse. His head is severely damaged and beyond repair, so that shall be considered the cause of death. Despite the fact that his arms and legs are dismembered, these limbs were actually designed to be detachable. It seems they separated due to a severe impact. Aside from that, several other areas of his body are damaged. Because of this, many of his functions seem to have shut down. Nekomaru's body and left leg were tied with a metal wire. The tip of that wire was also tied into a loop. A button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. When this button is pressed, all of Nekomaru's functions cease and he is forced to enter sleep mode. All that was flowing out of Nekomaru's body, the majority of it came from his fatal head wound. I should probably be reading this is the oil on the floor. Tipped over pillar. One of the pillars on the side of the door was tipped over. The damaged area of the pillar was also stained. It was so heavy that even 2 people couldn't budge it. New looking hammer, an enormous hammer found on the floor of the tower. It was completely clean, almost as if it was brand new. Chain. A chain was wrapped around the handles of the door at the back of Great Tower. For some reason, the killer was able to enter the tower from the Strawberry Hall. Apparently, Akane heard a rumbling noise at around 5:30 a.m. Killer's fragments. A lot of small pieces of stone were scattered underneath Nekomaru's body. However, there were no fragments on top of his body. Hiko's account. Apparently, Hiko saw Nekomaru walking towards the first floor of Strawberry House at 5 a.m. Wall clock. At 5:30 a.m., the alarm of the wall clock in the lounge on Strawberry House's second floor started going off, I think, is what it's supposed to be. Hiko was at the lounge by coincidence and managed to stop the alarm, but Kazuichi and Gundam rushed to the lounge after being alerted by the sound. However, Nagato was apparently the only one who didn't hear it. Contact elevator. The contact elevator used to move between both houses was broken and no longer worked. It's apparently broken at the Grape House side, so the last person to use it would have arrived at Grape House. The button in Strawberry Hall's button. The button in Strawberry Hall that opens the door leading to the tower was broken. Nagato's sudden appearance. Nagato was supposed to be at Strawberry House, but he appeared at Grape House via some unknown method. Contact elevator should have been broken. Kazuichi's account. Apparently the compass's needle spun 180 degrees while it was inside the contact elevator. Clock's alarm timer. Nekomaru used this alarm clock to recover from sleep mode. The clock's arms are stopped at around 7:30, and the alarm was set to 7:30 as well. Radio clock. The clock in Nekomaru's chest receives radio waves at fixed intervals and automatically adjusts itself if its time is off. Basically, it's an amazingly precise clock that can't be tampered with, not even to set the time. Broken doorknob. A doorknob found under the tipped-over pillar. The screws at the base are pulled out, and there are some scratch marks on the knob itself. One of the doorknobs from the far back door of Strawberry House was missing, so this doorknob was originally attached to that door. Strange feeling in tower. Regardless of whether you enter the tower from Grape Hall or Strawberry Hall, the placement of Nekomaru's body, the tipped over pillar, the oil stains, and even the disassembled parts Kazuichi arranged look exactly the same. Monokuma File 4. Okay, that's it. That was all of them. I'm in. Am I in? What, with taking out Shadow? We'll see. Here we go.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go! Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient.
Oh
right?
no.
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is.
Looks like Akane's in.
I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it? Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident? We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower from Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Well, let me tell you, nothing happened.
So, I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Huh?
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
Do the
We just
splits.
happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, We found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
Oh my gosh, Akane is so much like Aoi, it's just ridiculous.
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes. One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here.
You're siding with Shadow? No. You're the coolest one here.
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon. Well, the weapon is obvious, right? What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You can totally tell just by looking.
You can tell what the weapon is just by looking. It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing that at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably... It was that hammer, but the hammer was clean and looked brand new. New looking hammer.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right! It was a surprise beating! The weapon is decided!
The hammer in the tower was the weapon, like he said. It looks like that's the case, but... Okay.
I guess we should
Hold
figure
on.
out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose...
That's right! It was a surprise! The weapon is decided!
Okay, hold on.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right! It was a surprise beating! The weapon is decided!
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene.
That pillar.
I don't
No,
know.
the killer used and beat the crap.
If it was unexpected...
That's
Do I
right.
have to...
It
do I have to-
surprise beating.
Yeah, I don't... So you finally get it, huh? But what you're saying doesn't make any sense at all. Anyway, the killer took Nakamura by surprise and used the hammer to beat him up. I'll be counting on you for better cover fire.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right! The weapon is decided!
I guess we should figure...
The weapon was right there!
That pillar.
No, the hammer! The killer used that and beat the crap out of him!
Oh my gosh.
I guess
Here we go
should
again,
figure out
guys.
The weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right! It was a surprise beating! The weapon is decided!
The hammer on the first one?
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the...
Didn't I try that already?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him! No,
I thought I
that's
did that
wrong.
already.
No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Well, then well, if they had cleaned it off, they would have had to throw that stuff somewhere.
Then why bother
Sure
cleaning
where.
the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Baby gangster.
Baby gangster? Me?
Just so you all know, I was trying to test you guys.
Yeah, sure.
I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
The pillar.
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
The actual weapon has oil on it, but if it's something at the crime scene that had oil on it, broken pillar.
I see.
It's odd, but yeah.
The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon. Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar.
How?
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are
Nekomaru.
you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid.
I don't think so.
He ain't the type to commit suicide.
Also, that'd be really strange
Then even
with the
if
way he was laid out.
could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. That word suicide. By the way, the fourth murder of the Killing School life was apparently ruled as suicide. No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit
But that's a
suicide.
problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
For
I
reals.
see. So my gut was right after all.
It would be crazy, but could you use that handle? It would be crazy.
All right. It's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
You know, I'm like, if it is actually the murder weapon, I wonder if maybe Sonia and Kazuichi teamed up to kill him because Kazuichi wanted to see his insides. Remember that?
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
Make your argument. Well, good night button is one of the choices there.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Oh, that's so?
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl. I'm getting hella excited.
Killer murdered Nekomaru by tipping over that pillar? Is that really it?
There's no need need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
She's
There's
excited.
no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
Excuse me.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Wait a
They
second.
aimed right for his head and
But the
bullseye.
pillar fragments were underneath him.
Even I could, considering that it probably exerted a ton of.
Sonia, I'm getting hella excited!
Hold on. Yeah. Yep.
There's no need to lift that.
If the pillar was beating him with it is beyond.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Yep.
No, that's wrong.
So, because the
Nekomaru was
fragments were
crushed by the
underneath
pillar.
him, so.
There should have been fragments on top of his body.
Mm-hmm. And they weren't.
Huh?
They were underneath.
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
I briefly considered that too, but it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I just...
Is it because of the blood on it? Or the oil?
Feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we? There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Oh no, that's fine. That's okay. I'm playing the game along with you guys. I don't mind gameplay advice, but if it's something that's spoiling like a puzzle or it's spoiling something that's gonna happen or part of the story, then that's when I ask that. Like, yeah, please don't do that. But I was actually gonna pick the pillar fragment things anyways. So like I saw it at the same time and I was like, oh yeah. But like, if someone has played the game several times and is just like, oh, I'm going to tell them how to just do everything. At that point, you can kind of tell, like, okay, like, at that point, we'll start to purge things that they say. No problems, man. And thank you for asking. Thank you so much. There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is
Is that
And
true?
I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, same as usual.
Why does he look like he's going to faint?
You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers. So
Powers?
you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Man, he is just weird. Really weird.
Hey, Nagito, what the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough.
It had to be used in conjunction with other things.
But when combined with a specific item,
Yep.
there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know. But I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
Because I the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon. I am
No, you're
he
not.
who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
The
Funhouse!
secret of the funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Gonna twist that knife a little more.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway,
Oh,
we
the
must
dumbass.
first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower.
Mm-hmm.
It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Sweet!
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Faux show.
Faux show!
Matter to your discretion.
The two houses are connected to the tower in the middle. Thought that at first too, but I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that. Sparkling justice!
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've
No.
already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
Who is your waifu? This whole time we've been thinking about the two towers are the same building, but if that was the only mystery, there's no way Nagato would mention it here.
In truth, Strawberry Tower are actually the exact same place.
No, that's wrong.
But she's one of your favorites. I like how she says, sparkling justice! That's like my favorite
Both
thing.
of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Huh? What?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something.
Mm-hmm.
If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down.
Oh, she wants to fight.
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
No, no,
While we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower,
no, that didn't happen.
but we should have all been together during that time.
They did,
Even if they tried
how
to
would they
move
have moved the
body inside
pillar?
the tower.
Then Monokuma did it.
No,
While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
no.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it.
I don't think that would work either.
Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake. There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled.
Oh,
and
what the?
Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Gotcha.